This is so the Spirit of God. When we started doing these mission trips, I used to have to beg these guys to say 30 seconds. They just talked for 55 minutes. Nice job. But I'm also sympathetic to the fact that having watched too many family videos, you guys may be growing weary, and we're already 20 minutes past the end of the worship service. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to share 2 thoughts or 3. You know how I go, 4, 5, 6. But I actually have 2 pages worth of notes that I want to talk about. So I think I'm going to do is come back and do those next week for your. I was really looking forward. I am looking forward to getting back to preaching and starting on this whole series on the Jesus Storybook Bible, which we took in Creole. God, that was amazing. In Creole to some of the kids in Grand Guave. So I'm really looking forward to that, but I think I'm going to wait a week. This is Jennifer Wolf's 50th birthday. What a great beginning to the next half century. Anyway, I just want to put this all in perspective and then tell one story. The thing to keep in mind here is, and this kind of gets lost, we're 4 years away from the earthquake that began this all in terms of our life and ministry of this church. Haiti has for decades, maybe centuries, been the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. Burkina Faso, which we also minister to through the Wells and through the Keys ministry, may be the poorest country in the world. Haiti's the poorest in the Western Hemisphere. At the time of the earthquake, let me do this. Hurricane Sandy, Superstorm Sandy that we ministered to this summer in New Jersey, I forget, 1,500 people or something like that died. This incredible tsunami, typhoon, whatever that hit the Philippines recently, took 10,000 people's lives or something like that. In Haiti, on the earthquake, within a matter of a few hours, 200,000 people lost their lives. Imagine that's 5 times, 6 times the population in Greene County. Dead. What do you do with the bodies, right? 90% of the housing, buildings, the presidential palace we drove by yesterday, non-existent, gone, piles of rubble. And so the ministry of Conscience International that we've been a part of has been taking the rubble, putting it in wire cages, and building houses, just for those of you who have not heard this story before, that are about the size of this stage up here, this platform. 18 by 14 houses that will be homes to most often somewhere between 5 and 7 people. No furniture other than maybe a table, mats rolled up in the corner to sleep on. Just to put that in perspective. This is my own personal saga, and I'm grateful for all of you who have prayed for the team this week. Let me just say one more thing here before I get started on that. I want to just join Donna in thanking this church. I don't know whether you guys are aware of what you have done, but not only do we have that instantaneous response to the need for a pump for Tiga's well, but before we went, you guys raised somewhere around, Janice, you could tell me better, but somewhere around $8,000 to allow this trip to take place. That's a lot of money, a lot of generous giving on your part, and we really are grateful because it is another experience that has changed our lives, and I pray has changed, made a difference in terms of God's kingdom. So I am grateful to all of you for that. I'll talk more. Like I said, I got 2 pages of notes here, but I just want to tell you my personal saga. We went through the first 2 days, getting there. We walk off the plane. I'm thinking, hallelujah, we're in Haiti. We're ready to start this ministry. And I'm squinting at the sun and thinking, man, having problems get in the 14-passenger van with 20 people. Tess, the stories of my sitting on your wife's lap are greatly exaggerated. I can't see. I can't. My left eye. I can. If I squint, I can sort of see James Baker. That's about where I can go. I can tell it's James. And so I dealt with that for a day and a half. I shared the next morning, because it never got better, with the two nurses there, and they gave me the thing. I got looked at by a doctor. And then I got on the phone, I called my son-in-law, Matt, the ER doctor in Oklahoma, and got his input. Still doing my thing up in the truck, unloading all the buckets coming into the truck when we were hauling rubble. And my wife and Hannah really nailed me to the wall and said, Dad, you got to take care of yourself here. You got to think about Beth. You got to think about how you're going to care for your family when you get home. So I stopped working for all intents and purposes. I was part of the empty bucket brigade the next 4 days. Did a lot of things I'll talk about next week. But it's been one of the most transforming weeks in my life, because I'm a guy who has spent 45 years being, if leadership means anything to me, it means leadership by example. And if that means working on a rubble house, it means being the guy who's working harder than anybody there, at least doing my best to do that. My definition of being a good dad is a guy who can do a lot of lifting, and we'll find out more tomorrow morning at 9:15 when I go to an ophthalmologist. But that I'm dealing with the possibilities of a lot of that changing. Again, 32 years here, I've shoveled every walk that needed to be shoveled with help from some folks along the way. Had to let Jerry, I went to bed at 2:30, 2:45, and woke up at 7 and heard Jerry Tom out there shoveling the sidewalk. Couldn't go out and help him. Couldn't even lift a bucket of salt to go out, not because I can't physically, but because of what folks are afraid will happen to my eye and make it worse. I'm a guy who preaches all the time. Those of you who don't know me, those of you who do, salvation by grace alone. That we are who we are as people in Jesus by His saving work alone, by Christ alone, by Christ alone. And I'm a guy who lives a real strong works righteousness ethic. That we are who we are because we work hard. We train hard. And so for me to have to live this week in the grace of God has been a transforming moment. Say more about that next week. But I'm just so grateful to you. I'm grateful to you, grateful to God for His work transforming our lives. Haiti is being healed. This is my 4th trip, and the darkness of destruction that was there the first time I went is being replaced by the bright light of not just new roads and new bridges and new houses, though that's so evident. But the gospel is really coming to life there. Folks are embracing Jesus in a remarkable way. And it was such a privilege to be a part of not only witnessing that, but seeing that. And I know that all of us, I come back from an experience like this emboldened. Julia talked a little bit about the struggle to live as boldly here, to let the bruises be seen here, as we do in Haiti. And I feel convicted about that. And so I'll look forward to sharing more next week. I hope you'll come back and listen to a few more thoughts on that. But just pray that God's glory, that He is so worthy, so faithful. And just pray that We as a church will continue all of our days to bring him glory, the glory and honor that he is worthy of.